Welcome back to the channel where we bring the hottest coin finds that could literally change your life overnight. Today, we're diving into one of the most valuable modern Lincoln pennies that's out there, the 1983 Lincoln Cent from a proof set. This is not just any ordinary coin. This little copper beauty could be hiding in someone's collection or drawer right now, and it might be worth more than a brand new Tesla. Yes, you heard that right. We're talking about a genuine United States 1983 Lincoln penny that has sold for over six figures, and we're going to break down exactly why collectors are going crazy for it, and how you can identify one of these treasures yourself. So stay locked in, because this coin is not just rare, it's incredibly valuable. First, let's talk about what makes the 1983 proof Lincoln penny so legendary. Back in 1982, the US Mint made a major change in how pennies were made. They switched from 95% copper to a zinc core with a copper coating, a cheaper material to cut costs. But in 1983, something wild happened. One of the proof coins, yes, a proof coin, the kind made for collectors with that mirror-like shine, was accidentally struck on a 95% copper planchet, the old metal from before the change. It was never supposed to happen, and that makes this coin a true mint error and an absolute jackpot for collectors. Now here's where things get really spicy. Only one of these 1983 proof pennies has been publicly confirmed to have been struck on the old copper alloy. That coin was tested and verified by experts. And guess what? When it hit the market, it didn't sell for a few $100s, or even a few thousand. This 1983 Lincoln proof penny was so rare and so desired that it fetched an unbelievable price at auction. We're talking about $115,000 to $135,000, yes. Let that sink in. A single penny. From 1983. Worth up to $135,000, now here's where it gets even better. This wasn't a special coin in a museum. It came from a regular 1983's proof set, the kind you can find at garage sales, old collections, or forgotten boxes in your attic. Imagine opening one up and finding this coin just sitting there, quietly waiting to make you rich. So what should you look for? First, make sure the coin is a 1983's proof Lincoln Cent. That S mint mark is key. It tells you it was made at the San Francisco Mint, where all proof coins were struck that year. Next, if you suspect it might be struck on a copper planchet instead of zinc, you need to check the weight. Use a sensitive digital scale. A copper penny will weigh about 3.1 grams, while a zinc penny weighs closer to 2.5 grams. That small difference could be worth over $100,000, but don't just rely on the weight. If you truly think you have one of these, get it professionally graded by PCGS or NGC. Only certified coins with verified errors will bring those sky-high prices, and let me tell you, coin collectors and dealers are hunting for this coin. This is one of the most searched rare pennies in the United States, right up there with the 1909's VDB and the 1943 bronze cent. The 1983's proof penny is legendary because it's not just a coin, it's a mistake. A beautiful, shiny, six-figure mistake. So check your proof sets, weigh those pennies, and never overlook a 1983's Lincoln Cent. Because if you're lucky enough to find that one-of-a-kind error, it could be worth $115,000 to $135,000. We're talking about a coin you've probably never thought twice about, the 2014 American 1-cent coin, specifically from the official United States Mint proof set. Yes, a penny. A modern, tiny, copper-plated coin that most people wouldn't even bend down to pick up off the sidewalk. But for the sharp-eyed collector, the coin hunter who knows where to look and what to look for, this humble little cent could be worth more than most people's cars, and in some cases, more than a down payment on a house. Today, we're diving deep into the real story behind the 2014 Lincoln Cent, not the ones in circulation, not the ones rattling around in people's pockets, but the special, high-quality proof versions that were minted with stunning craftsmanship, meant specifically for collectors. If you have one of these in your collection, or in a sealed US Mint proof set, or even in a second-hand coin bundle from a garage sale, you might want to pay close attention. So what exactly makes this 1-cent coin so valuable? Let's start with the basics. The 2014 American 1-cent coin features the iconic image of Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, on the obverse. The reverse shows the Union Shield design, representing the strength of the nation and unity of the states, a powerful message captured on a small piece of metal. But what really sets this coin apart is that it comes from the United States Mint proof set, which means it was struck multiple times with specially prepared dies on hand-selected blanks. The result? A coin with razor-sharp detail, mirror-like surfaces, and frosted devices that practically glow under light. These are not ordinary coins. They were never meant to enter circulation. They were minted in limited numbers for collectors, and because of this, they carry hidden potential that most people overlook. Here's where things start to get very interesting. Some of these proof coins, especially those stored properly and untouched by human hands, have survived in perfect condition, and that's a big deal in the world of coin grading. When submitted to top-tier grading companies like PCGS, Professional Coin Grading Service, or NGC, Numismatic Guarantee Company, these coins are examined under magnification, scanned for imperfections, and assigned a grade. A coin that receives a PR 70 DCAM, Proof 70 Deep Cameo, is considered absolutely perfect. No scratches. No blemishes. No milk spots. Nothing. And when a coin earns that perfect grade and has eye-popping contrast between its mirrored background and frosted raised designs, it instantly becomes a target for serious collectors. But there's more. Some 2014 proof cents are not just perfect, they're rare. We're talking about minting errors, die varieties, and striking anomalies that occurred during production at the mint. These include things like double dies, off-center strikes, missing layers, ghost images, and die polishing lines. These aren't just factory flaws, they're collector gold. These small defects often occur in the early or final stages of production and usually affect only a handful of coins. That's why collectors and auctioneers go absolutely wild when one of these shows up in a perfect proof version. Imagine this: you order a proof set online or grab one from a coin dealer, and tucked inside is a 2014 penny with a rare error or ultra-high grade designation. You send it to be graded, and when the results come back, you find that you've got something extraordinary, something only a few people in the country own. That's the kind of lightning strike moment that coin hunters dream about, and here's the best part: it's happening more often than you think. Over the past few years, collectors have uncovered some absolutely mind-blowing examples of modern proof cents fetching huge money at auction houses, on eBay, through private dealers, and at coin shows across the US. Prices for certain 2014 proof pennies have skyrocketed due to demand, rarity, and top-tier conditions. So if you have a 2014 US Mint proof set, now is the time to pull it out and take a very close look. Use a 10x jeweler's loupe or microscope. Inspect the surfaces for deep cameo contrast. Look for any unusual marks, doubling, or shifts in the design. And if you think you have a standout coin, send it in for grading immediately. Because the truth is, most people don't even realize what they're sitting on. Collectors across the country are actively searching for high-grade modern proof cents. Dealers are placing premium bounties on them. And investors are starting to view these coins as legitimate assets, not just collectibles. That's why modern coins like the 2014 proof cent have become one of the most searched coin topics in the United States. People are waking up to the reality that some of the most valuable coins out there are not 100 years old, they're just a decade old. So what's the real value of the rarest and most pristine 2014 American 1-cent proof coins? What kind of money are we actually talking about? Well, here it is. Based on recent auctions, dealer sales, and collector records, the most exceptional examples of the 2014 1-cent coin from the US Mint proof set have sold for anywhere between $2,500 and an astonishing $50,000. That's right, from a modern penny worth just 1 cent in face value to a coin that could completely change your financial situation, and it's sitting in coin collections across America, right now. So don't wait. Check your proof sets. Look at every coin closely. You never know, you could be one of the lucky few holding a copper-coated key to a massive payday. Today, we're talking about one of the most shocking US coins ever released from a proof set, the 1990 Lincoln Memorial Penny. This is not a joke. This is not hype. This is one of the most wanted pennies in modern American numismatics, and if you've got an old 1990s proof set lying around, you better check it right now, because it could be hiding a coin worth more than most luxury homes. Let's set the stage. In 1990, the US Mint continued its tradition of releasing beautiful proof coins for collectors. These coins are flawless, struck multiple times with polished dies, giving them that deep mirror-like shine and razor-sharp detail. And like always, they carried a little S mint mark, showing they came from the San Francisco Mint, but in 1990, something rare, something historic, happened that a small number of 1990 proof Lincoln pennies were accidentally struck without the S mint mark. Let that sink in. These were official US Mint proof coins, intended for collectors, and they were missing the one thing that identifies their origin. The mint mark. That mistake turned a regular proof coin into one of the most desirable mint errors ever discovered. It was only discovered after these sets were already sold and shipped to the public. That means they're still out there. In people's homes. In collections. In forgotten boxes sitting in attics. This isn't fantasy, this is documented coin history. Now here's where the excitement kicks into high gear. Because of their flawless proof appearance, these 1990 NOS Lincoln Cents are nearly impossible to detect unless you're actually looking closely. To the average person, they look like any other beautiful proof coin. But to those who know what to look for, that missing S mint mark is the golden ticket. Collectors and dealers are obsessed with this coin. It's one of the most searched rare Lincoln pennies in the US, right now. Search terms like 1990 NOS penny, rare proof Lincoln cent, and valuable error coins are exploding online, and for good reason, because if you happen to be one of the lucky few to own this coin, you could be sitting on a treasure worth more than you ever imagined. Now take a breath, because here comes the number. One of these rare 1990 Lincoln proof pennies, missing the mint mark, authenticated and graded by professional services like PCGS or NGC, has sold for between $125,000 and $145,000, yes. A single penny, from 1990 that could sell for up to $145,000, and it came from a regular US Mint proof set. So what should you do? If you own a 1990 S proof set, check the penny. Look closely. Is the S mint mark missing? If it is, don't touch it, don't clean it, get it graded immediately. Because you might be holding the coin that every collector in America is hunting for. This is the reason why coin collecting in the United States is so powerful, because ordinary coins, even modern ones, can hide extraordinary value. So if you're into rare coins, Lincoln penny errors, proof set treasures, and coins worth thousands. Talking about the 1991 Lincoln Memorial penny, but not just any penny. This one came straight from a US Mint proof set, and it's shocking collectors and investors with its rarity, mystery, and insane value. If you collect coins or just love treasure stories, this is the one you've been waiting for. Let's rewind to 1991. The US Mint released its yearly proof sets, polished, flawless coins designed especially for collectors. These aren't the pennies you find in pocket change. They were struck with precision and care at the San Francisco Mint, marked with the S mint mark, and sealed in beautiful display cases. But here's where things went off script. A very small number of 1991 S proof Lincoln Cents were found to have unusual features. Whether it was a wrong planchet, a struck-through error, or an ultra-rare die variety, something in the minting process produced coins that were not supposed to exist, and that turned a regular collector's item into one of the most valuable pennies of the modern era. What does that mean for you? It means there's a chance that inside an old proof set, maybe one you picked up at a flea market, inherited from family, or stashed away years ago, there could be a rare variation of the 1991 Lincoln penny worth an absolutely jaw-dropping amount. We're not talking about a few bucks. We're not even talking about a few thousand. We're talking big league coin money. Here's what makes these coins so special. Collectors are constantly searching for error-proof coins, and the 1991 Lincoln Cent from the proof set has become a hot target in the numismatic world. There's major buzz about coins from this year with missing design details, incorrect metal content, or other mint anomalies, and those rare traits make a huge difference in value, but unless you're paying attention, you'd never notice. These coins are mirror shiny and look perfect at first glance. That's why they're slipping through the cracks, and why so many are still out there, undiscovered. And here's what gets really exciting. One verified error coin from the 1991 S Lincoln proof set, authenticated and graded by a top-tier company like PCGS or NGC, recently rocked the coin world at auction. This wasn't just a collector's dream. This was a payday. If you have one of these rare 1991 proof pennies with the right mint error or variety, it could be worth between $122,000 and $144,000, yes, a 1-cent coin. Worth over $144,000, let that sink in. So what should you do? Grab your 1991 proof set and carefully examine that penny. Look for anything unusual, a missing mint mark, incorrect strike, odd color, unusual weight, or anything that doesn't match a normal proof coin. If something looks off, do not clean it, send it in to be authenticated by a professional, because you could be holding a hidden treasure. This is why coin collecting is one of the most exciting hobbies in America right now. Because ordinary-looking coins are turning into six-figure payouts. And stories like this are not rare anymore, they're real, and they're happening more than ever. If you love rare US coins, Lincoln penny errors. What if I told you that a coin sitting quietly inside a proof set in someone's closet or drawer right now, possibly even yours, could be worth a small fortune? Yes, a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar that most people ignore, overlook, or simply toss into a coin jar could be the exact coin that changes your life. And no, I'm not talking about some fantasy coin. I'm talking about a very real 1971 Kennedy half-dollar from a proof set that's selling for thousands, and in rare cases, tens of thousands of dollars. So don't blink. This is one video you don't want to miss. This is the kind of coin content that serious collectors, casual hobbyists, and treasure hunters across the United States are searching for every single day. And you're about to find out why. The year 1971 was a big turning point in American coinage. It was the first year the U.S. Mint produced the Kennedy half-dollar entirely without silver for general circulation. But what many people don't know is that the San Francisco Mint still created special proof versions of the coin in 1971, beautiful, mirror-like specimens, packaged neatly in U.S. Mint proof sets and never intended to be spent as pocket change. These coins feature incredible detail, and collectors call them proof strikes because of the way they're minted, using polished dies and planchets to create razor-sharp images with reflective fields and frosted devices. And if your 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof has what collectors call deep cameo contrast, you're holding onto a coin that may be significantly more valuable than you ever imagined. Here's where it gets really juicy. Not every proof coin is created equal. Over time, many of these 1971 proof half-dollars became scratched, hazy, or toned from improper storage. That's why coins that remain in pristine, untouched condition, especially those graded PR 69 or even PR 70 by professional grading companies like PCGS or NGC, are worth big bucks. And I mean big bucks. We're not just talking about coins worth $100 or $2. We're talking about coins that have sold in major auctions and online marketplaces for astonishing figures. Imagine opening your father's or grandfather's old proof set, pulling out a 1971 Kennedy half-dollar, and discovering that it grades as a PR 70 deep cameo. That's when collectors start drooling and bidding wars begin. Let's get real. Some of these coins have brought in truly wild numbers. A 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof coin, in flawless ultra-deep cameo condition, has been sold to collectors for a whopping $1,300. That's right, one coin, over $1,000. But that's just scratching the surface, because if you're lucky enough to have a coin with not just perfect contrast but also zero flaws under magnification, no marks, no haze, no imperfections, you may just be holding one of the finest known examples in the world. That's when things get intense. The value doesn't stop at a few grand. A few of the highest graded, top-tier examples have crossed the auction block for an almost unbelievable $34,000. Yes, that's $34,000 American dollars for one coin from a 1971 proof set, and it gets better. Because collectors are still looking. Demand for high-grade Kennedy half-dollars from proof sets is growing. The market has been heating up as more people get into coin collecting, especially with social media and YouTube shining a spotlight on rare US coins worth money. That's why keywords like 1971 Kennedy half-dollar proof value, rare half-dollars, coins worth big money, 1971's Kennedy half-dollar deep cameo, and coins in proof sets worth money, are being searched thousands of times every single month. People all across America are digging through boxes, estate sales, old collections, hoping to find that one coin that might just be the jackpot. The one proof coin from 1971 that stands out from the rest. The one that's nearly perfect. The one that turns a 50-cent piece into a financial windfall. So what should you do right now? Go find your proof sets. Look for the 1971 coin with the S mint mark, indicating it was made at the San Francisco Mint. Tilt it under a light. Check if it has a bold, frosty image with a mirror black background. If it looks pristine, no fingerprints, no haze, no nicks, get that coin graded immediately by PCGS or NGC. Because that coin could be worth $1,300, $10,000, even $34,000. And it might be sitting inside a dusty proof set that hasn't been touched in years. Coin collecting is no longer just a hobby. For many, it's a hunt for hidden fortune. And the 1971 Kennedy half dollar from the proof set? That might just be your ticket.